What's going on, y'all? It's your brother. Today is a very interesting day. I had off this week, having some time to just kind of reflect and take care of some things for the ministry. And right now, I'm here at IS 176. You can see it right in the background. And this is actually the elementary school that I graduated from. And it's so surreal almost to come back here now as an adult, and the flashbacks and the memories. I remember playing tag here in this park, playing freeze tag over there. Remember playing handball and kind of playing in that park back there. Got a lot of good memories. Remember wearing my MC Hammer pants, the patent leather shoes, Flavor Flav clock. Yeah, y'all know about that. You know they used to sell that on the Ave. You know you used to wear that. Two of my memories that really stand out is two things. Don't laugh at you're gonna laugh at the first one. So I know you're already laughing at my patent leather shoes and my Flavor Flav clock, but it was in style. But two of the memories that really stand out is one day, you're gonna laugh at this one too. I was walking to the car. It's good to laugh at yourself. I was walking to the car, my mom was picking me up, and this swings right here. I was walking to the car, not paying attention, and one of the people on the swings swung and knocked me out on the floor. I hit that gate right over there. And I was crying like, oh my goodness, man. I don't remember if I'm bleeding. I think I still got my teeth, so I didn't lose any teeth, obviously. But it was crazy. Another memory I have is one day there was this guy, and I know this is really important because bullying is something that's been really prevalent and one of the important topics in school, especially with cyberbullying. All of these things didn't even exist. It was crazy when I was going here. But bullying has been around a long time. It existed in the Bible, so it pre-exists a lot of us. But one day, so the story is, there was this kid, and he was supposed to be like the coolest, toughest kid in the school, right? Or one of the cool, quote-unquote, cool, tough kids. And he was just messing with me one day in the auditorium. So he kept pushing me and bothering me. And then after a moment, I, just tolerating it and say, okay. I got up and I pushed him so hard that he broke one of the arms of the chairs in the auditorium. And then that's when they had metal arms. I don't know how they are now, but had the wood arm, and then the metal was what held it. But when I pushed him, the metal broke. So got called into the principal. I know I didn't get expelled or anything like that. I explained what happened. I still came to school the next day, so I don't think there was any suspension. I think they may have known that, Maurice, I don't know if you out there, man, but what's up? I don't know if they suspended him or whatever, or they called it even, but I do know the next day I came back to school and I got off the bus and he was standing there, and he said, he was gonna fight me if I stepped on his shoes. So it was interesting. It was really interesting. And then now as an adult looking back, it was like he was trying to redeem himself and he was trying to reclaim, his reputation, but it came with conditions. Like he had to think a little bit more. He didn't just approach me, and when he came off the bus and just push me or punch me. He said, if he steps on my sneakers, then I'm gonna fight him. Of course, I didn't provoke. I wasn't the type to start fights. So I didn't step on his shoe. There was no fight. But I bring this story up because, it's gotta have a spiritual relevance for me, or it'll make no sense really talking about it. But the enemy probably has been provoking you and pushing you to a limit where you've had your shield of faith up. As it talks about in Ephesians 6, you've been using your shield of faith for a while. But it comes a time where you gotta stop sitting down and just taking the beating, but you gotta get up and you gotta use that word. And when you get up and you use the word, it requires the enemy to step back, because the word is your sword. It requires the enemy to step back. And then also, if you notice, when he came to me the second time, he had to have a different approach. He couldn't come the same way, bullying. So he came in a way, and I believe that that's the same way that the enemy is a bully. Satan is a bully. The devil is a bully. And he only bullies people. If you notice, most bullies are really scared. And the enemy is terrified. He's terrified of the power that's inside you, because he says, greater is he that is in you than in who that is inside the world. He's terrified that you'll know your purpose. He's horrified that, because he knows that the power and the potential that lies within you, and he knows that his time is running short. Jesus is returning, and as you saw with the demons that were sent into the pigs, the enemy comes to steal, kill, and destroy. So he knows the assignment of his demons and himself to kill, steal, and destroy. That time is running shorter every day, because every day that passes, every 24 hours that goes, comes closer to the return of Jesus. And the gospel is spreading. The gospel is spreading throughout the world. So I just want to encourage you in this time, while you might have been enduring, that it's time to stand up and fight back. And our weapons are not carnal, but they're mighty through God. So you might have even been fighting back, but you've been fighting back in your own strength, in your own wisdom, in your own knowledge. But I just want to encourage you to get in the word, and for every circumstance that you may face, every thing that you might be dealing with, whether it be relationally or marriage or financially, work or your occupation, whether it's school, sports, whatever you're doing, just put a word on it. Greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world. With God, all things are possible, and nothing is impossible to those who believe. So once you pray according to his will, you got to believe that God will fulfill it. So stay blessed. This is a long video, but if you apply the word of God to every situation in your life, you're going to see changes. And have a positive mindset, man. Don't allow it, because as a man thinketh, so is he. So the way that we think, and the thoughts that we allow to nest in our head. I heard it said once that birds can fly over your head, but you have to stay still for them to create a nest. And it's the same way with thoughts. Yeah, thoughts may cross your mind, but it's only when you dwell on them and when you allow them to take root into, that they actually get to build a nest and occupy your mindset. So start rebuking Satan. Satan, the Lord rebuke you, not in your own strength. And always replace negative thoughts with positive ones. And I've heard it said once that, once a child hears one thing negative, it might take almost 17 times of hearing something positive to replace that. So continue to speak to yourself like David. Encourage yourself in the Lord. All right, so God bless. It's your brother Jah Pierce, and y'all have a wonderful, wonderful day out there. Easy.